Hello Scorpios and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming month, August 2023. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Justina, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. So here today I'm going to tell you about the energies happening in the month of August, and I'll tell you how they will influence your ascendant sign, also called the rising sign, if you will. On a deeper level, I follow tropical zodiac and Western astrology, so welcome. Now, we start with a full moon in Aquarius happening on the 1st of August at 9 degrees. So, this is your fourth house ruler. Now, the fourth house is all about our home life, our domestic situation, family foundation, as ancestors, our heritage. So, here, Pluto has been present in this area of life since the end of March until the 11th of June. And so we had a little bit of a trigger, a little bit of stimulation. Many Scorpios have relocated, changed their location. Some Scorpios are thinking about that. Now here there is a full moon in Aquarius. So I think that whatever possibly occurred in your life between March and June is going to be highlighted throughout this full moon in the fourth house, because we had Saturn here for the last almost 2.5 years, I would say, and then Pluto came. So there has already been quite a lot going on. Initially, a little bit of limitations and things, slowing down and taking a bit longer to see substantial progress. Now Pluto is creating a transformation, and a full moon is all about that heightened awareness, having these strong realizations that make us realize whether we are satisfied with our home situation, whether something needs to change. Perhaps this could be also about the culmination to a matter you've been dealing with already connected to your home. So yes, I'm just thinking about my case scenario because I'm moving very soon, and I'm really hoping that we can move by end of August. And here this full moon perhaps could be also about having some good news or generally news regarding the progress. But usually a full moon speed things up. Things happen when the full moon occurs, or a new moon, but full moon brings any situation that is already ongoing to a culmination. It could be about a peak. So generally here, if you're moving, if someone is moving into your place, if you're renovating during this full moon, this is a time of progress, things moving forward, or generally perhaps you'll be changing your direction, changing your mind, whatever the scenario here. This is a time when action is taken, decisions are made. Progress is also made here at your home, here with this full moon. The sun is in your 10th house of career, where Venus is retrograde, and where things are also happening. Lots of activity here has been already taking place in the career area since about the end of May, when Mars entered this area of life. Then we had also Venus, and now here this full moon wants you to put a little bit of attention onto your home situation and the family foundation as well. So as I said, you will be dealing with a home related matter, something that has already been ongoing. An ongoing situation is coming to a resolution. All right, so Venus is still retrograde this month. I'm very curious what it could bring into the career area. Hopefully not too many kind of negative energies or setbacks. We'll see how it will play out probably by the time this full moon. By the time or maybe not. By the time I make a video about the new moon in a Leo, I'll be able to tell you what how this is playing out in my personal life. But Venus retrograde here is definitely going to be about, reviewing that career path and professional life growth. But at the same time, it could be also about reconnecting with some people who had a big impact upon your growth or your career life. And so, yes, reconnecting with some people from the past, also reviewing the financial situation, so perhaps that financial growth, or even your income situation, bonuses, things like this. This will be also on your mind, and you will be thinking, oh, am I treated fairly Am I receiving the right amount of income, of money on a regular basis, or whether something needs to change? So that sense of self-worth is also triggered here in the area of career. Whether you are treated fairly in your professional life, whether you receive the respect and the recognition that you deserve. So this kind of questions might be also on your mind, and they will probably come up as a result of some triggers that may occur, conversations, situations, for example. Now we've got the new moon in Leo happening on the 16th at 23 degrees. So around this new moon, you'll also have some kind of clarity of, what this retrograde could be about for you more specifically. But the new moon is about new beginnings. It's about something fresh, a fresh idea, realizations. Perhaps, since Venus will be retrograde since July the 22nd, by the time the new moon arrives, Venus would have already established itself in that retrograde motion. And perhaps by that time, by that point, you will have, a better idea of what this retrograde means for you. But at the same time, you might already have some strong realizations of whatever isn't working. So a new moon is about implementing little changes, little ideas, step by step. Remember, Venus is still retrograde, tightly conjunct this new moon. So overall, the energies are pretty harmonious, but we've got a square to Uranus in Taurus. So this is all about stepping out of your comfort zone, doing things differently. Perhaps whatever you've been doing up until now isn't working at this point, and you need to think out of the box. Perhaps bring more originality into your work sphere, or into how you do things, how you present yourself. And for some Scorpios, this could be also about perhaps an unexpected proposal, contract, because here Uranus is activated in the 7th house. This is all about contract. Also we have with other people, and with Venus and Uranus square, and also this new moon, perhaps for some Scorpios, this could be about receiving an unexpected offer from a different organization, or some kind of proposal even, or even from the current organization. But there is an element of something surprising, unexpected as well. So this could be perhaps about some kind of proposal agreement that you have to sign, some agreement that you presented or given. Or perhaps this could be about you wanting to reinvent yourself in the career area. But at this point, you would only take little steps. Venus is retrograde. A new moon won't show instant outcomes and results, but there is an element of something surprising, something taking you by surprise, or you having perhaps you having to step out of your comfort zone. Now on the 23rd, Mercury will station retrograde in Virgo at 21 degrees. Virgo rules your 11th house. Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Virgo is all about precision. It's all about being selective here about your friends, and practical, realistic as well. But here, Mercury retrograde could bring some setbacks when it comes to how you express yourself, or the way you express yourself in group surroundings and social situations. At the same time, you'll be also reviewing perhaps your commitment towards a certain group, certain club. If you belong to a certain organization and you are not really committed to it enough, then Mercury retrograde will also make you question whether you really want to carry on or whether you want to leave. And we've got a full moon in September in Virgo, which could actually prompt anything that basically you're dissatisfied with during Mercury retrograde, or these new realizations concerning your commitment towards a certain group, organization, or perhaps any friendships. A full moon in Virgo could be about you deciding you want to end it, you want to especially since around that time Mercury is stationed direct. You have a better clarity regarding anything connected to groups, but also your long-term goals and plans. So you'll be dealing with some endings in September, resulting from any experiences or new realizations that take place in the second part of August and the beginning of September. All right, so overall with Mercury retrograde in Virgo, it might be difficult to be consistent, to be detail oriented. So you have to put more effort into that. You have to double check every email that you send out. Make sure you attach anything, any files that need to be attached, because it's easy to forget about these things when Mercury is retrograde. Virgo is all about precision. Virgo is all about being organized and neat. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. Mercury is retrograde in Virgo. Then it's quite tough, and it's quite also challenging to stay consistent. Now, at the same time, you might be also reconnecting with friends from the past, people you haven't seen or heard from for quite some time. Now, on the 27th, Mars will move into Libra. So here, the energies will slow down quite substantially. You will be working independently, perhaps from behind the scene quite a lot. It's an energy that generally requires some kind of physical activity, because with Mars transiting the 12th house, often the anger is repressed and frustration. And if you don't find a way to release it, you'll feel very frustrated and restless. So overall, with Mars in Libra, even though it's a great transit for, doing martial arts and for working from behind the scene, for being creative, artistic, but at the same time, you will have to find a way to release the excess of energy, because it's very easy to accumulate lots of energy, because you're also more vulnerable during 12th house transits. You're more externally influenced. So jogging, swimming, exercising will be really essential. Yoga, meditation, whatever it is that will help you to release the excess of energy, because you won't be able to just function, just work and sleep and do the daily stuff. You need to implement some exercise, some physical activity into your life, something, even a walk, but it needs to be something that will be of a physical activity nature. Now, on August the 28th, we've got Uranus stationing retrograde in Taurus at 23 degrees, and Uranus, this is your 7th house. So here with Uranus retrograde, this is all about generally taking a deeper look at your close relationships, connections, at how you relate to others, your stand within your commitments, your marriage. And perhaps there is a need to shake things up a little bit, especially if things have been overly stagnant and monotonous. Uranus retrograde will help you to find some new and fresh ideas, ways to bring more spark and excitement into your one-to-ones, into your partnerships, perhaps. This could be also about reconnecting or seeking advice from any guides, psychologists, counselors, astrologers as well, because the retrograde phase of Uranus here and also Mars in the 12th could also make you want to seek some help from external sources. And on August the 30th, we've got a full moon in Pisces happening at 7 degrees, and Pisces, that's your 5th house. Pisces, so we've had Saturn here since the 7th of March. Saturn is now retrograde, so here generally with Saturn in the 5th, we become more sober and more realistic about our love life, about the romance. And when Saturn is retrograde, this is when things slow down. We take a deeper look at our romantic side of life and also our parenting style, our creative abilities, and that need for a creative self-expression is slightly repressed, but only for us to realize if we have any blockages or any limiting thoughts that need to be put to rest. Now, this full moon will connect tightly with Saturn, so the energies are slightly more serious, but at the same time, this is a really good full moon for generally for dealing with something already from the past, so something that is already ongoing or has been an ongoing project situation. And full moon is about releasing. So you might be launching something you've been working on, even though bear in mind Mercury and Venus are already in a retrograde motion as well. So it's not a great time for anything brand new or for launching a new business. But perhaps if this is something that is, for example, a project for a client that you've been working on and now it is ready. And whatever the scenario here, you take things seriously. If this is about your relationship, if this is about your parenting style, or if you're a teacher, it's about your career. Here, you take things very seriously, and whatever that you release into motion, so to speak, around this time, whether this is your project, whether you commit to a certain goal with your child or your romantic partner, or whether this is about a new hobby or a new interest that you want to take to the next level, you have an opportunity for this to be long lasting, but you have to commit to it because you have to put some effort as well. Saturn is conjunct this full moon, retrograde. Saturn is all about discipline, commitment, and for just doing things right. So just keep this in mind. We'll look at this full moon more in depth closer to the day. Now, in the meantime, have a good month, and until the next time, thank you very much.